What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including has CM Punk picked his first opponent? Huge plans for Smackdown tonight? Is WWE bringing a stadium show to Ireland? More sad news for a WWE star? Zelina Vega wants this WWE legend to return? WWE chooses a site for Wrestlemania 2027 and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. And now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at CM Punk return rumors. At top of today's news are 3 reports on rumors surrounding CM Punk's much discussed return, including how AEW will book the return, the first wrestler Punk wants to fight, and whether Punk's return was a requirement for AEW getting a Saturday night show. First, let's look at AEW going all in with Punk's return. As the wrestling world wonders when CM Punk will return to AEW, there's a rumor showing AEW isn't holding back on the hyperbole for Punk's comeback. According to Dave Meltzer, who discussed AEW's future as well as Punk's role in the debut of AEW's rumored Saturday night show, a number of announcements will take place on 17th May regarding the future of AEW. WBD will have its upfronts for advertisers that day at the Hulu Theatre adjacent to Madison Square Garden, which is expected to include the announcement of the new Collision show on Saturday night. With that show will come a new deal with WBD, the announcement of the 17th June debut date believed to be at the United Center in Chicago, and the return of CM Punk, a show called The Second Coming. If this story proves accurate, it'll show just how much Tony Khan wants to capitalize on Punk's popularity. CM Punk's return to wrestling is one of the grappling game's worst kept secrets, but just like Punk's debut in AEW, it's designed to build interest. Nonetheless, fans shouldn't hold their collective breath until the straight-edge superstar appears on AEW TV. Next up, Punk wasn't crucial for AEW Collision. Was AEW's deal for a Saturday night show contingent on Punk's return? Well, not according to Dave Meltzer, who reports, someone very familiar with the negotiations of the Collision deal has said that the show would have happened with or without Punk, but absolutely WBD wanted Punk. It's currently unknown how much AEW will get for airing Collision or how much extra cash, if any, Punk is getting to return. Next up, did Punk pick his first opponent back? Well, one of the biggest questions surrounding Punk's potential comeback is who he'll wrestle. It's safe to say that Punk won't be wrestling anyone from the Elite in light of the rumors that there's still heat between the two parties, but there may be other options for Punk. While he has his detractors in AEW, there are other wrestlers who support him, as well as wrestlers who are willing to do what's best for business. Chris Jericho is one wrestler who seems willing to let bygones be bygones, and he and Punk have exchanged insults online and in interviews and work with Punk. You may recall a report that stated Jericho and Punk met to hash out their differences, with the thought that Jericho could be Punk's first opponent should he return. But now Fightful Select is reporting CM Punk could revisit a feud from his glory days in Ring of Honor, taking on current Ring of Honor television champion Samoa Joe. Dave Meltzer added this to the story in the latest Observer, saying, the talk is that CM Punk's first program will be with Samoa Joe, reprising the epic Ring of Honor program that ran from 2003 to 2005 that had 6 singles matches, which had 4 wins by Joe, and 2 most famous matches were a pair of 60-minute draws in 2004. Are you guys down for Punk wrestling Joe? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, huge plans for Smackdown tonight. It looks like there could be a paradigm shift for the Bloodline. Now, we're not suggesting Jon Moxley is returning to WWE, although as we reported a few weeks back, Moxley could have returned to the 2022 edition of SummerSlam if he wanted, as his AEW contract expired. But no, we're referring to a potential huge change for Roman Reigns and his family faction. According to WRKD Wrestling, which has become a reliable source for news, preliminary plans for tonight's SmackDown includes main roster debuts for multiple drafted NXT superstars, Roman Reigns continuing to lose trust in the Usos and decided to take matters into his own hands at Night of Champions. There's speculation that Roman might even team up with Solo Sikoa to challenge Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship at Night of Champions. Next up, WWE bringing a stadium show to Ireland. There's potentially good news for members of the WWE Universe in Ireland, as Becky Lynch recently revealed that WWE is weighing in on bringing a stadium show to Ireland. Becky Lynch spoke with Mark Andrews on his My Love Letter to Wrestling podcast about this, saying, "We were just talking about that. Yeah, I gave the venue and all, and the RDS, we can have one. I don't know that we have the population to sustain it, but I think when you have the UK and Europe so close, absolutely." Lynch was referring to the RDS Arena in Dublin. According to Inside the Ropes, The RDS Arena is an 18,500 capacity stadium located in Ballsbridge, Dublin, which is currently owned by the Royal Dublin Society. While it may be hard to think of an 18,500 seat venue as a stadium, a show in Dublin could quickly sell out if the WWE's recent international shows are any indication. Both Backlash and Money in the Bank sold out quickly, and even a non-PLE show might sell out. Next up, how many seats will AEW open up for All In? Speaking of stadium shows, just how many seats does AEW plan on opening up for its All In show at Wembley Stadium? Well, the Observer stated, right now Wembley Stadium is set up for a capacity of 74,000. That would eliminate a certain number of seats due to the size of staging or seats with obstructed views. The size of the set and how many seats it would take out is to be determined. If they hit 74,000, which would be at least possible and viable, they would open up more seats. If they get to that mark, at that point they could at least have a shot to break all verified records for paid attendance. Now, they've currently sold over 65,000 seats, and it has months until the show runs in August. Next up, more sad news for a WWE star. It appears fans will have to wait even longer for the return of WWE superstar Robert Roode. You may recall news a while back that the Glorious One had undergone neck surgery and will not be back for some time. But now Roode is reporting he's undergone another round of surgery, updating fans on social media that another trip around the sun, another trip to Birmingham, Alabama. Quite a way to celebrate my birthday. Had a C4-5 cervical fusion to go along with the C5-6 fusion back in November. Most importantly, it was a success thanks to the man himself, Dr. Andy Cordova, and the first-class staff here at Andrews Sports Medicine. A big thank you for being my rock throughout this entire process. It's been a challenging year to say the least. Road to Recovery Part 2. There's no word on return date, but we send our best wishes to Robert Roode for a fast and full recovery and hope that he could be back soon. Next up, Undisputed Era reunion coming to AEW. Could AEW give things another try when it comes to reuniting Adam Cole with his former teammates from the Undisputed Era? While they can't use the Undisputed name, wrestling fans are well aware of Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish's time in NXT as the Black and Yellow brand's premier faction. Indeed, it looked like AEW would have a reunion of sorts when Fish and O'Reilly became All Elite. While Roderick Strong was still locked down to a WWE deal, that's no longer the case. Unfortunately, O'Reilly is recovering from neck fusion surgery, while Fish left AEW last summer when his contract was not renewed. While AEW didn't capitalize on Cole and Company's alliance, that could change if the rumors of AEW's Saturday Night Show pan out and the company has additional TV time. Could the three stars reunite when everybody is healthy, and might AEW reach out to Bobby Fish to come back to AEW? Would you guys like to see an Undisputed Era reunion? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Zelina Vega wants a WWE legend to return. A current LWO member, Zelina Vega, is still basking in the love the WWE Universe showed her at Backlash when she challenged SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley. However, she had some love for the former WWE legend, none other than Melina. Zelina talked to Melina during an appearance on the YouTube show Ring the Bella, sharing how they traveled together many times. She also discussed how she wants Melina back in WWE. I would love to have her back. I want to hear like tomorrow. I'd love that. Could Melina even join the LWO? If so, might she and Melina form a tag team and challenge for the Women's Tag Team Championship? Next up, Lacey Evans still MIA. Now that the draft is over, is Lacey Evans returning from a latest stint in the WWE's Phantom Zone? Well, not according to Ringside News, which tweeted, Lacey Evans was drafted to SmackDown as part of the 2023 draft. That doesn't mean they know what they're doing with her. We are surrounded this time. Lacey Evans' creative direction in WWE is unknown. They simply have a lot of other things on the blue brand they need to address first. And finally, WWE chooses a site for 2027's Wrestlemania. And last but not least, WWE have chosen the site for the 2027 version of Wrestlemania. Meltzer noted in this week's Observer that the 2027 Wrestlemania is officially in Nashville at what will be a new stadium that opens that year. The idea is that Mania would be the first or one of the first big events in the stadium before the Titans start playing there a few months later. Berg Nihil, the president and CEO of Titans, made that announcement. What do you guys think of WrestleMania 43 being held in Music City? Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.